sometimes you just need a slap in the side of the head to say, hey, you better get your shit together, right? And I had a couple of doctors tell me that, I needed to change some things in my life, or else, I wouldn't be around long enough to see my grandchildren. So when I heard Gary Brecka speak, I was like, okay, this is what I need, right? This is kind of, and I'll tell you this: in the U.S., you guys are different than in Canada. Like in Canada, if you're sick, they'll fix you, right?
Right.
They'll give you medicine and they'll just prescribe you stuff and they'll just fix what's there, but they're not necessarily about preventive, whereas in the US, if you're willing to pay, you can get healthy and you can do the testing and you can see where you're at. So I did the testing that he had, and they came back, and I honestly thought that they were just trying to sell me a lot of product. And I was kind of turned off because it was so bad. Like my results came back so bad. But then my wife did the same test, and
Mm.
hers came back like almost perfect. Like she was great. So I'm like, okay, they're not trying to sell us product. They're just trying to help that I better change things. So we did, man. I quit drinking. I quit all the party stuff. Started going to the gym every day, changed my eating habits, and then got on their program. And 16 months later, I've lost 53 pounds, and I feel like I'm 20. I say that when I played hockey, I feel better than even when I played junior hockey, because back then I was partying.
Yeah.
Now I'm not partying. I'm having fun, but I'm not partying like I did before, right? And
Yeah.
so I feel so much better. My energy levels are way up. But you know what? That was because of EXP. That was because I was in a room with a bunch of top producers that were listening to somebody talk to them about their health, right? So luckily I was in that room, because it probably saved my life, really. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing, and how we tend to, you look at from, I just keep it simple, right? Health, wealth, and relationships. And um, you look at, especially in this industry, and it's such a common thing. But I remember reading something from, it was advice that Ryan Holiday was given, and the advice he was given was, you can't have it all. And he said, out of the three things, right? Relationships, craft, and social. And so what he was saying is that you can only have two of the three at any given time. You can't have all three. And so relationships, I think, definitely starts the relationship with yourself first, relationships with God, the relationships with your family, the relationships with your team, everything like that. Then you have your craft, which is real estate and the craft that we've chosen. And then social is the social scene out, like you were saying, partying, doing those things. And so, we think that we can juggle all three, but in reality, it's impossible. And I look back over my life, over my career, and I'm like, yep, that was out of alignment right there. And that was out of alignment right there. And that was out of alignment right there. And it makes so much sense. And I think for you, it's the recommitment to the relationship of yourself. And obviously the craft is the craft. So it's letting go of that, that. And I think that also comes with a little bit of maturity as well, right? It's like, there really ain't nothing out there in that scene for me. Like, I know what's more important. And so, kudos for you, man. That's fantastic. So how has that helped you, as you're feeling better? How has that helped you with your leadership? How has that helped you with the business side of things?
You know what? I'm going to say that it's helped me, like it's helped my energy levels, right? My energy levels are a lot higher. My confidence is obviously gone. I used to wear baggy shirts to hide everything, right? Now I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm proud of what I've been doing. I'm proud of, the
you
results that
should
I've got.
be. Yeah.
And I just feel so much better, but I'm just so much more energized. So, I'm not tired anymore. I'm not like, so I can actually perform better. Right. And I think I'm just better around my people as well.
Mm.
Right. And being more confident and being, healthier and stuff like that. So I know it sounds weird, but I'll tell you what, like, Mike, as well as I did before, like we made a lot of money, but man, we worked night and day, right? So I didn't see my wife. I didn't see my kids. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, we were making money, but the problem was if I wanted to double up, and I had coaches and stuff all along, right? And you coached me as well. But the thing was, if you wanted to do twice as much business this year, you had to work twice as hard.
Mm-hmm.
So that model wasn't working for me anymore. So when I saw EXP, because I had my own brokerage for 10 years. And so when I saw EXP, I saw a way out of some of those, those issues that I was having. Although I thought I was doing okay, I still had issues, right? And now EXP kind of, when you look at, we've been in the business 5 years now with EXP, and my 21st year in real estate. But you look at the time freedom that I have now, you look at the stress level is so, like I don't even think I have stress anymore, right? Like I really don't have any stress work related anymore. But I've also surrounded myself with people like you and Jay and Al and, all these guys that are top producers that are worried about their health, that are worried about, so I've kind of followed you guys in what you're doing, right? Because I know that, I listened to, who was it? Glenn Sanford one day. We were having dinner one night and he said to me, he goes, I've worked so hard my entire life for the money, like to make the money. He goes, now that I have it, I'm trying to figure out how long can I live, right? Like I'm trying to work towards how long can I live now to enjoy what I did. So that's kind of where we're at, right? We just had our first grandchild and it's like, now I'm living for them, right? I'm trying to do something and set an example for my kids as well, because they both got into real estate now, well, the 2 out of the 3. And hopefully I can set an example for them as well that, hey, you don't have to work 80, 90 hours a week if you don't want to. Right. And, have that balance, right? Cause it's tough. It's tough in our business, cause our business is also, most of us that are successful also have a very addictive personality.
Yeah.
Right. So work becomes your addiction, right? Whereas now I've changed my addiction to my health.